My name is Richard Fortus, and I'm on tour right now with N Roses, and I'm here in Reverb in Chicago, and we're playing 2 nights at Soldier Field, which I'm very excited about. I came into N Roses because some of my friends were in the band. You know, Josh Freese was playing drums, Tommy Stinson was playing bass, at Robin Fink. You know, so it was like, yeah, hell, sign me up. Let's do this. And it was great during that time to play with those guys and to make Chinese Democracy and all. It was a fun experience because we were all such great friends. I also identify a lot with Izzy personally and musically, and what he does and where he came from. Again, there's a lot of similarities, you know. We actually, when we were together, when we played together, we had a lot of fun playing old Stone stuff, and you know, Aerosmith, and we came up with the same type of stuff. So I think I approach it in a similar way that he did, where I tend to go for a lower gain type of sound, maybe a bit more vintagey than Slash's high gain sound. And I think that's sort of where he just naturally went as well. So I think there's similarities in that. We also have similar taste in guitars, so in what we want to hear. I've always been a fan of vintage Supros. I have a collection of old Supros. So when these were reissued, I thought, and I've known David Coltai from Pigtronics, who I'm also a huge fan of Pigtronic stuff. So when he did that, I was like, oh, this has got to be good. I got a Thunderbolt first. I heard one, and I have an original one, and mine's amazing sounding. I love mine. Actually, mine's before it was called the Thunderbolt. When it was still a guitar amp, it had a tremolo. And it's one of my favorite recording amps. So I got one of the reissues to use live on this tour that I was doing. Then I heard the Black Magick at the last NAMM show and was blown away. But I'm using a Voodoo, which they're, I think, one of the greatest amp builders around. So I have my Voodoo, and I thought, man, the Black Magick would be a perfect complement to that. Trace at Voodoo cloned my 73 100-watt Marshall that was modified by Jose that I got from Mick Mars. But anyways, that gives me that classic thumpy Marshall low end, whereas the Supro adds this lower wattage, you know, it's 25 watts, it's the 6973 tubes, which are amazing. And you get that tube compression that you don't get out of anything else. And it's so unique and it's so punchy in the upper mid-range. So it adds a really cool thing to the sound. And but in a club gig, like I said, I'll take 2 of these, the black Magicks, though the Supreme is so cool. I mean, I would imagine both of these together probably would be a killer rig. This amp was based, it's 6V6, 25 watts, again, Class A. It was based on Keith Richards' Oahu, which he uses quite a bit for recording, and the Oahus were made side by side in Masco here in Chicago, right? So next to Supro, so they were this similar. You'd have the same amp basically with different brandings. Has more of a tweed quality to it, you know. To my ears, closer to Gibson tweed than Fender tweed. But